We're back to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Again, it's PGA Championship weekend. We'll get to that in just a second. We want to thank a couple partners of ours, Sundale Country Club, located in Bakersfield, home to the city's championship for over 30 years. SundaleCountryClub.com, 661-831-5224. And also McPhee's Grill of Templeton. That was going to be the other place I was going to go to dinner.
I thought that was
Yeah, that was the other place. And then McPhee's Grill of Templeton, we give away gift cards every show, usually in the second hour. Give them a call at 805-434-3204. They have their own butcher shop, so you can take home filet mignon and macadamia-encrusted mahi-mahi at McPhee's Grill. And also they have an Angus filet and Ian's famous barbecue sauce. You can check it all out at mcpheesgrill.com. And we were talking a little bit here at the break. Dave asked me, I said we were going to talk about some topics and drills, and we'll get to some of the topics here pretty quick, but Dave asked me about the drill, and I was just talking about it, so while it's in my head, I thought I'd throw it out there. I can't remember where I saw this drill, but for a lot of people, that practice golf, drills are kind of a way to bring out some kind of structure. Mm-hmm. It's hard in golf and a lot of things to be disciplined, and especially when you practice. I had a lesson the other day, and this guy Nick, who I've known quite a while, and he was so funny because when I kind of held him back, he did really, really well, and then I just let him go, and it's just like, man, it's rapid fire. I mean, the ball he can hit a large bucket faster than anybody I've ever seen.
Don't you
man.
love it?
It was hilarious, and he's even sitting there saying, he's like, I can't stop. I can't stop.
They're raking
stop.
the ball in before the other one gets to its peak.
and he goes, I know that if I slow down, it's going to work, but he's like, I just can't stop. And that's like his personality. So Thursday at Paso Golf Club, we have the first tee for the, it was really funny, for the birdie and eagle levels, which are the teenage kids. Most of these kids are like 12 and up. And there were 15 of them. There's just me. And I'd seen this drill, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it out with the kids. It's really simple. You just give them the challenge and you shut up.
It sounds neat.
And you just shut up. You don't say anything, which as an instructor can be very difficult to do at times. So we lined up, and I said, hey, everybody, let's start out with an iron just to put it all on an even playing field. We're on the driving range. You have 5 golf balls to start out with. And I said, what we're going to do is you're going to set up to the ball. I don't care which iron you have. And you're going to start by moving your hands in the backswing as slow as you possibly can. And they're like, well, what do you mean slow? That can't be because the club won't move. And I said, well, I don't know. Try it. Just try it. And then I got to zip my lip, right? And so, like I said to Dave and Nikki at the break, I wish I had videotaped the whole process, right? But in the beginning, some of the kids are moving like really, really, really slow. So the ball goes maybe 5 inches. And then I threw out one question. I said, well, maybe one of the things you want to figure out is how fast do your hands need to go to make the ball go 10 yards?
Oh, you did it in forward swing too.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So did they stay the same speed the whole swing?
Well, what happened was when I said move your hands as slow as you can, some of them did slow in the backswing and immediately sped up. Others tried to keep it slow all the way through. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of watching the group, and I just throw out a thought, as it goes. And it wasn't too many thoughts. It was like 1 or 2, because I don't want those kids to get stuck. Like they're interpreting what I'm saying differently, which is fine. But you want it to play out too.
Yeah.
So
it's all self-exploration.
Yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden, probably a minute after I said, take your hands back as slow as you can, there's 15 kids. There are 3 of them that were moving extra, extra slow, which is why I said what I just said. And in like a minute, all of a sudden you start hearing this pop, pop, crack, pop, pop. And I'm looking, and all the balls are just taking off in flight. And the kids, the visual I have, because I'm a very visual person, they're all perfectly in balance. They're all perfectly finishing. And everybody's going, I hear a couple whoa, wow, and then I see 1 or 2 of the kids that are more advanced speed up. because they know they can, because they've played long enough. They get it. And I didn't tell them to. They just do. So they start adjusting their speed. And what the goal of the drill is and you can do it with adults too. I did with a lesson yesterday, and it worked out really well for this particular person. Is just you start them low, start them slow. I think, like I said to Dave and to you, Nikki, I said it's kind of like tuning an instrument, like a guitar, right? You start kind of low, and then you kind of tune the guitar up, and you kind of find the right pitch. And everybody's got a different pitch or a different rhythm or tempo in a golf swing. These kids are not going to be all the same. There's no way. So as it went along, they started adjusting their speed. But because we started slow actually means really resulted in some smaller shots, but actually resulted in some small, really solid, small to medium shots. So they're getting this club face awareness, and their body is actually staying in rhythm with the pace of the arms and the hands.
It's like the old, even with, I've done it with touring pros, give them a driver and say hit it 140 yards.
Exactly, yeah.
But with the full swing. Full swing mechanics, but 140 yard speed. And that's a hard thing to do.
Oh, my gosh. Crazy hard.
That is not easy.
And I wanted to, the goal of this, when I saw the drill and I saw it, I thought, for kids and even for adults most of the time, keeping it as simple as you can is the best thing you could ever do.
Oh, no doubt.
As soon as you start throwing more things in, it just spirals out of control. But it was really cool. And then after they did the 5, they asked, of course, they want to do more. I said, okay, go get 5 more. So they do 5 more, and it had to be with irons. So we just want to start with irons. So then the second 5, they start going through, and they're all adjusting to their rhythm, their tempo. Like Nikki said, they're exploring. They're going, okay, this now is too fast. This is too slow. This is my pace and my rhythm. So
That's so cool.
So once they got it down, I said, everybody's like excited, like, this is so cool. And so now I'm like, okay, go grab your drivers.
Find that baby bear swing.
And they go, great.
Yep.
And like they're getting ready to swing. I go, do the same thing. What? Do the same thing. We can't just swing? I said, no, start out slow. And it's a bigger club, so it's hard, right, in the beginning. But I'm like, just do the same thing. And it took a little while longer, but all of a sudden, like maybe 2-3 minutes later, pop, crack, pop. Balls are flying everywhere. And the thing that I was really trying to achieve by this whole thing was almost, I knew it was rhythm, but I also wanted them to feel what it felt like to finish in balance and emphasize how important the balance is.
And just have body awareness.
And body
too.
awareness. So they got body awareness, they got club face awareness, because now the pace is allowing them to feel the club,
Right.
the weight of the club, all these different things.
I can really see where stress hitting positions with swing mechanics too, because it's not happening so quickly that you can see and feel what it's doing. Yeah,
And it's
interesting.
And it's less. It's less that resulted in more. I didn't have to say really much of anything. I mean, the second time we went around, I just repeated the same thing.
I'm going to try that next week. I'm working with a guy.
Yeah.
We're working on just that.
Yeah.
Good speed. I'm going to give it a try.
It's really, really cool. I actually
great.
tried it for myself, and it was really, really good. I started really slow, and then I realized I started finding my pace and started understanding. I'm like, that's why that miss does that. Like if you tell somebody to actually swing in slow motion without a ball, I have found it's really difficult for people to do that. But if you allow them, it seems like with the kids, and that was just the sample size I had, with the kids for this drill, just allowing them to actually make a swing, even though the hands are slow and there's a ball, they're more engaged, they're more comfortable in doing that than saying, okay, I'm not, as an instructor, I'm just going to put you on this tee and there's no ball, and I just want you to make a slow motion swing over and over and over. I've done that before, and sometimes it works for people and sometimes it doesn't.
I bet they're more focused with it too.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Yeah.
Again, I've only used one adult other than myself, and there were 15 kids, and that was this past Thursday. So that was
cool.
It was actually very, very cool. So I don't know. Do you have any drills that you've used recently, Dave, that are just like You love them? Could be anything. It could be full swing. It could be anything.
One I do quite a bit when I see somebody that really needs some serious work on their swing. I very seldom ever do it with full swings. We'll take 7 or an 8 iron, something easy to hit, and I say I want you to hit it 30 yards.
Yeah.
And not with a full swing, but just a little pitch swing.
Yeah.
And then when they're hitting that well, and I say now go 40, now go 50, and so forth, and just to make the swing bigger and bigger. And when they start getting a little out of control, throttle it back. Go back to 30 yards. And
that's the hard part for most people.
Mm-hmm. And then I incorporate that one into the machine gun drill where you line up like 10 balls.
Yeah.
And, hit. They don't have time to think in between. And I'll give them numbers 1, 2, 3. 1 is the 30-yard shot. 2 is a 40 or 60-yard shot. 3 is a 90-yard shot, let's say.
Yeah.
And they'll hit the first shot. I'll say 1, and they try to hit it, 30 yards, and then 2, and they try to hit it 75 yards, and 3, and I go back and forth and back, and there's no rhyme or reason to what I do or when I do it. It's just hit them by surprise on how far to hit it, and they don't have time. I don't give them time to really set up, practice swing or anything like that. They're hitting the ball about this fast. Hit. It's almost like you never stop swinging.
You're having them play. They're practicing, but they're playing.
Exactly.
Instead of the thinking.
And they're feeling the golf club instead of making it do something.
Yeah. And, I love that.
That one works pretty well. And you just have them doing it so fast and so many that they don't have time to think about, all these bad mechanical thoughts. Is just, I got to get another ball.
Yeah.
And that's a good one. But it's kind of the opposite of, what you were talking about earlier, where guys hit the ball so fast, you got to slow them down.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways you can do it.
There is, and I just think I thought it was what was really interesting to me for as long as I've been around golf. I had never heard that drill. Like I've heard it, but I've heard it said differently.
In different ways.
Different ways.
Yeah. Similar things, but I almost like this one better, so I'm going to give that one a shot.
And the thing that was fascinating to me when it was shared with me was I thought, well, everybody's always thinking about their hands in golf because it's the only thing that's holding the club.
That's where you're touching the club, yep.
So when you hit a bad shot,
it's your hand's fault.
Your hand's fault, or you try to take your hands because your brain's saying hands, fix it, or hands, don't let that happen again.
It's very true.
And then all of a sudden it gets worse. Because again, it's the only thing touching the club. So your brain is responding with your body, going, "This is how we're going to make this work." It's almost as if like you kept hurting yourself every time you hit a bad shot. The brain's going to try to find a way to not do that again because it doesn't feel good.
And you take another swing as fast as you can.
Exactly.
Did I ever tell you the story when I was working with Jerry Barber about him trying to slow me down?
No.
Oh, this isn't bad.
I want to hear it.
First of all, Jerry Barber won the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, probably 20 tour events. And he was the meanest man on the planet. He was about 5'0", and I was 23, 6'4", strong as a bull, and terrified of that old man. And I walked in one time, he gave me a bucket of balls, said, "Go get loosened up, I'll be out in a minute." So I said, "All right." So I'm out flipping some wedges around, and he came out and looked at me, didn't say a word. I go, okay, now what's he going to yell at me about now? And bucket of balls is laying in front of me, like 2/3 of the balls are still in the bucket and some are kind of on the grass.
Yeah.
He walked over, picked up the bucket, balls and all, threw it out in the range as far as he could. Walked back behind me and kind of took, the golf pro stance.
Oh,
got
boy.
The club,
yeah.
The club's sitting down and your legs are crossed.
Oh, boy.
Your head's kind of cocked to the side.
Yeah.
He's looking at me. I go, okay, I give up. What the heck was that all about? He said, well, you look like you're trying to get him out there as fast as you could. I thought I'd help you out. I said, oh, God.
Did he just leave after that?
No, he
hung out?
He hung out for a while, but it was, it was a good lesson, actually.
Did you laugh?
Oh, no. Actually, I said, oh, God, that's first lesson of the day, huh? And he went, God, you catch on quick, kid.
Oh, that is awesome, man. What a great story.
But I tell that story to my students all the time
Yeah.
because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny story and stuff, but it's something to remember
Yeah.
that, Nicholas always said, hit every shot with a purpose.
Yeah.
And you're not doing that when you hit a shot and you're raking a ball over before the dang thing even gets to the peak of its flight.
It reminded me when you just said that, when we were up at, Nikki and I were up at Pebble Beach. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I can't remember. And she was on, they put her on everything. They put her on the weight board, on the footboard, to see pressure points on the feet. They put the pads on and the whole bit to produce the person on the screen. They put her on the hitting machine. They put her on everything. And at Pebble Beach at the Academy, they could have the ability of these different bays that they had Nikki going in to do different things. The doors can open right out to the driving range, and it's big grass tee right in front of you. Well, we see Tom Kite walk by, and he goes over to the far left, and we happen to be in the second to the last left side bay. And I was watching him hit. Nikki was she's on the weight machine showing how her feet and her weight transfers, which is really cool. And she's got all the things tied up to her. And she's looking at the screen. I'm looking out there at Tom Kite.
I would too.
And so we, I can't remember. We talked to, I think it was Kevin. Is it Kevin? Kevin was the instructor there. And somehow we started talking about Tom Kite. And I think Nikki goes, well, it'd be okay if we went over and just said hi. And he goes, oh yeah, that'd be totally fine. So we go over there. And speaking of hitting balls with a purpose, like I had heard that when he hits balls, he always makes divots to form a K.
I was just going to say, yeah.
And we walked over there, and he was about halfway through the K. You could see it. And I thought, practice with a purpose, whether it's something like that or whatever, that's what he's doing. Think about how many balls he's hit in his lifetime. He's probably got to have something to keep him on task.
He's made a lot of Ks.
Yeah, a lot of Ks. So there's always really cool little things you guys can do for golf drills and stuff. If you guys have golf drills or you want to call the show, 805-595-3776. Anybody who calls will get a round of golf to Paso Robles Golf Club. We'll also, Dave, I'm sure we'll throw something out there, maybe a club fitting or a flight scope session.
Yeah,
Again,
we'll do something.
805-595-3776.
I'll tell you what, how about a combine on the flight scope?
Nice.
That's the one where you...
Oh, you do all the
takes
drills and everything?
about an hour. No, you don't drills. It's just hit distances and direction. It gives you a printout on the strengths and your weaknesses of your game.
Cool. Sounds good. You're listening to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy, brought to you by the Links at River Lakes Ranch.
A $125 value.
There we go. Nice job, David. Call River Lakes Ranch in Bakersfield, 661-587-LINKS for tee times, or check out their website, riverlakesgc.com. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy right here on ESPN Radio.